Teachers and parents that will be helping out with Camp Willow Run, Tyler and I are just trying to get a quick short video to get some of the Camp Willow Run information out to you and get you excited about coming. First of all, I wanted to talk about the theme this year, Living a God-Focused Life. Specifically at Camp Willow Run this year, we're hoping to have a spiritual retreat, have a lot of fun, but to retreat and to be specifically intentional about the souls of those that are going and participating in this with the purpose of reaching them for Christ and putting God first. So we're going to ask all of those that are leading to point the students in that direction, to realize that this is intentional, and that our time there is to point them to God, to talk about God, encourage them in God's Word, and to spend time in God's Word. If you would do that by facilitating discussion, bring God's Word up, speak to them about that. Don't waste the opportunities. If a student starts talking to you, or see one, or a game is broken out and there's just an opportunity on the bench and you're talking with them, use those, as I know that you will. And we want to make an impact in the lives of our students, and that's the goal of all the investment and time with Camp Willow Run.
Some of the changes we're making to Camp Willow Run this year to better facilitate a spiritual atmosphere as well as a fun atmosphere. We're going to introduce the ideas and topics to you as staff and leaders ahead of time, instead of getting there and not really knowing how everything's going to tie together. Each of you will receive a master handbook that first day that'll lay out campus maps, schedules, game information, everything you need to know from start to finish, from day one to the last day when we leave. We'll have all of that in there. Next thing, we want to advertise to students from day one. That's why you see posters in the hallway. You're going to see Faith Flash emails going out, but we need you to do it in your classroom. Get Camp Willow Run, get the students excited, get them ready to go. Getting you on board with the overall theme is critical to help prepare the students for what is about to happen at Camp Willow Run. We need everybody on the same page. We need this to be unified among the staff so we can unify the students. Okay, we'll also not be doing senior auctions this year because of the number of senior in the class this year. We'll do something different with that at a later time. But instead of doing that senior auction, we'll take that time to facilitate a new activity during this time, which you'll hear more about Monday. Okay, nightlife on Wednesday night has typically been the glow sticks and that kind of stuff, which we're changing that this year and going to make it more of an interactive nightlife activity, which we're going to need your help to make happen. This is going to be a complete surprise to the students, so we're going to kind of keep it that way, and we'll explain more about that on Monday. Assembly times will be adjusted from the normal, typical 4-hour-and-a-half long sessions. We'll gauge more of a 20-minute morning session, a 20-minute after lunch session, and then a little bit longer nighttime session with praise and worship. So we'll end up with 6 sessions total for the spiritual life aspect of it. Cabin leaders will help facilitate the games this year, and you'll have various stations you'll be in charge of, and all that will be listed out in your master handbook. And seniors will be responsible for getting the teams to and from the events. Moving across, there'll be pages that you tear out of your handbook to give them so they know what station to go to next in a chronological order. We've done a total revamp of games this year to be more of a team building aspect, and instead of individual performance, it helps get everybody involved, and it's usually something everybody is able to do. Each grade level, this is something new as well, each grade level will be responsible for setting up the meal tables instead of just staff members doing it. We'll be responsible for 2 of them. Seniors start out first, and it goes down to freshmen from there, and staff have the last 2. During free time, staff will be responsible for monitoring various locations around campus, from the gym to the piers to the canoes. All that will have to be monitored, and you'll rotate in 30-minute increments and rotate to the next station. And one of the stations is titled free time, and that's your time off to do what you want to. during that time.
And then why we're doing this, we think this is better. We want you to be enabled to have the best time you can, know what's going on, be prepared for it, and just that we'll be unified in this, that we'll be all on the same page, doing the same thing, reaching for God's glory by way of participating in all these things. It allows you to get on board, make this the best possible retreat. And wouldn't it be awesome that this would be potentially a benchmark in the students' lives, that they make decisions for Christ in this week that really would maybe change their life from here on out. And that's how God works. He's in the mundane moments and in the retreats and in the opportunities of conversation that will be facilitated here at Camp Willow Run. Also, everything in the camp ministry is tied all together around the central theme, which is living the God-focused life, specifically having God first. That's what the sessions will be about, and we'll have different teachers that are preparing for those sessions and going to be teaching those. We have a great opportunity at Camp Willow Run to start off the year right, to build relationships with our students, and to point them to Jesus. So this is serious, and it is of eternal value. So we thank you for your investment. As we sort of finish up this video, just ask you to pray. Would you be praying for the students? Would you be praying for all the events and the opportunities, that we be spiritually alert, spiritually aware, and spiritually engaging the students with all the different physical activities and games that will go on, that we have an intentionality about what we're doing there. Ask them what they want to see happen at Camp Willow Run. Invite them to be a participant in it. Ask them if they have goals. Maybe some of the students, you could encourage them to actually see this as a spiritual retreat that they can reach out to the other students as well. And we just thank you for getting on board and being a part of this, and being a team and a unified effort again for God's glory. So we do thank you for that.